Hey everyone, this video is going to cover an important aspect for my all-time favorite hero, Zanhu. The subject for this video is Zanhu's animation rules. Depending on which attack and direction a move is utilized in a fight, will ultimately determine what finisher attack animation is used, which can often be the difference between getting a hit or getting parried for the finisher attack, and many of you may not even realize this. As you should all know, all finisher attacks for Zanhu are unblockable, including his light attacks. Added with the fact that his heavy attack finishes are unblockable too, make for a devastating and powerful mix-up, considering that the two attacks have completely different parry timings. However, his light attack finishes are slower than almost all light attacks in the game, so the ability to parry these attacks goes up greatly. Coupled with Zanhu's heavy attack finisher animations being very telegraphed to your opponent, these animations often make you turn your back to your opponent, making the mix-up very obvious and more vulnerable. Comparing this with the light attack finishes that always have you face the front, this makes it even more obvious for which of the two finisher attacks is being used. But there are a handful of rules and exceptions that allow for your heavy finisher animations to have you face the front, making your finisher attack mix-up less obvious to your opponent. For example, using a right heavy attack into a left heavy finisher. Before I continue, I must disclose that regardless of what attack or direction that is followed into a top heavy finisher, the move will always make you turn your back for the animation. This does not make using top attack finishes unviable, since the top light and heavy finisher animations are quite subtle anyway. Starting with the forward facing left heavy, you have quite the ease of access to this animation, since all it requires from you is a light or heavy attack from the right side first. This does include dodge attacks, but what counts for a light or a heavy dodge attack for these rules is based on the button input for the move. The attack direction rule stays the same regardless of the direction you dodged. For the forward facing right heavy, this is slightly more limiting, as you're specifically required a left heavy first to initiate the right side forward facing heavy finisher. This does mean that the only way you can do this with a dodge attack is to dodge left and heavy. A few extra things to note. A zone attack counts for a right side heavy for the purposes of these animation rules, meaning the left side heavy finisher will let you face forward. Same note applies to Zanhu's running attack. Since the right side light is the only light attack move that will allow you to perform a forward facing finisher, it is always recommended to use a right side light attack after a bash for the access to the forward facing animations. You can always ignore these animation rules for the sake of mix-ups, conditioning, and hitting external targets. And that's all I have for today. This took a lot of time and effort to make, so I hope you all learned something new. I plan to make this a series to showcase animation rules for each hero. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.